Are there many downsides to not taking annual leave? I recently left a job where I didn't take any annual leave for the year. On my final pay, they paid my unused 4-week annual leave. This left a huge tax bill and I didn't get half of it. Are there many downsides to not taking annual leave? Especially if I don't plan on taking holidays or extended time off over the next 18 months. If you aren't taking proper breaks, you don't even realize how mentally broken you are until something sickness, injury, family death forces you to take the time off and then you realize. Take it. Getting burnt out is a massive downside. Even with no holiday plans or anything, I love taking a week off occasionally to just sleep in, do the housework that I usually put off etc. and recharge. If the timing works and the new job isn't urgently trying to get you in the door, it can be beneficial to use up your annual leave before leaving a job, e.g. take 4 weeks off prior to your official exit date. That way you have time off, keep getting your normal salary plus accrue 4 more weeks of superannuation and a small amount of AL to be paid out. 1. Withholding tax bill is high, but at the end of the financial year, the balance will be returned to you. You can expect a nice tax return smiley face. 2. When you cash out your leave, you forego the superannuation entitlement associated with it. So IMO, take your leave, don't lose 10. When I first started working, I didn't use annual leave because I thought it made me look like a better employee, thus more likely to get permanency. Turns out no one cares and I was just making my life more difficult for no reason. Life is short, take your leave. Left my last job with lots or annual and long service leave paid out. It was nice enough to have the mortgage go down a bit, but I missed out on chance to have 4 months off on full pay with my job waiting when I get a pretty rare chance. Since no one else has mentioned it. If the company goes broke, you won't get paid your leave. It happened to me. I lost about 3 months in accrued leave. I don't let that happen anymore. You didn't actually lose half of it, by the way. You will get most of that back in your next tax return. So something to look forward to. Best thing about doing that is you get it all paid out at your presumably higher wage when you resign. Besides the mental health benefits, there's financial benefits. You accumulate more annual leave while on leave. Assuming 20 days leave a year, so equivalent to 1 month leave a year, 8. Your company contributes super while on leave, 11. So I think there's a direct 19 financial benefit. Can someone confirm my maths is right? Husband hasn't had a holiday more than a day off in 30 years. It takes a huge toll on the family. There's no harm for a year or 2, but anything more than that I wouldn't recommend for your quality of life. My company has a policy that you must take 2 weeks continuous at least once a year. There are 2 key reasons. 1. Reduces risk of fraud. 2. Allows you to mentally reset. People don't realize how much the grind can impact them. You got to look after yourself. You get tired, you make mistakes that can hurt you or others. Take your annual leave. Things I've always told my staff and co-workers. Run down your personal leave. Doesn't get paid out if you're fired or quit. Make sure you use your annual leave. Leave accrues and superannuation accumulates on taking both of the above. Check your income protection insurance either inside or outside of super. Tuck away enough cash to live on until your waiting period ends. The point I haven't seen is, depending on your career trajectory, your annual leave can become worth significantly more if you get a pay rise. I don't traditionally use much leave, and that has resulted in a significant accrual. My salary has doubled in the last few years, so my annual leave is now worth much more than it was before. I'm super pissed at people at my work who build up excessive annual leave and the managers who let them, as this is the reason given for our 2.5-week enforced break at Christmas. I don't want to take my annual leave then. You only get one life. Don't waste it at work. Shit, I've got over 5 months of combined annual and long service. You guys are making me rethink my whole life. ATM. Burnout. AL is there to be used for a reason. You will crash and burn if you don't take leave. You don't get super paid on annual leave when it's paid out on termination. Mental health. You think you're fine, but you're not. And 2, you have this moment on Earth once. Why spend more of it work than you have to? Use it and enjoy life. Take a holiday or even a few long weekends. Even if it's to spend time with family or friends and then have a few extra days off to do things at home. I think it's needed every now and then. I used to cash out my AL and chuck it on my mortgage. Now that my house is paid off, I intend to take all my leave. Current balances are 14 weeks LSL, 176 hours AL and 41 hours TIL. You accumulate annual leave while on annual leave. Missed super if you quit your job without standing leave. Not experiencing life. I left a job where the company was financially insolvent and getting my annual leave was touch and go there for a bit. They were late paying it out and claimed a cash flow problem. Don't make your cash flow problem my cash flow problem. We took 3 weeks leave this year for the first time ever. Usually it's a week, a few days, maybe a week and occasionally 2 weeks. I was absolutely gobsmacked at how much better both of us left after a decent break. Sure, a couple of things came up, but our phones were on silent or left behind for the vast majority of the time. I thoroughly recommend it. Especially if the alternative is losing half in tax. I worked for a company that went under. I hadn't taken any annual leave for years. As soon as they went under, I had nothing to get me through till the next job. I had to wait 18 months till I received the annual leave money. If I learnt anything from that experience, don't let your annual leave build up too much. What's bad about not going on holiday? Yeah, you don't get to go on holiday. In a job that is facing constant redundancies, always banked leave as sort of an insurance, no more. Burnout without it. Any industry I'm assuming is going to happen. Take the leave, you won't look back wishing you took less leave. As a business owner, it annoys me when employees won't take leave. From life experience, taking time off is very important and more valuable. I always attempt to encourage it because I find that employees that take leave are happier and more productive. When employees that say that want to save it for long holidays etc., I just tell them they can go into negative leave and pay it back later. Via a formal agreement. Either the taxman will enjoy your hard-earned or you can. I know what I would choose. Employer here. I think it's really important for staff to take annual leave. 4 weeks a year isn't much as it is, so by saving it, it means that you're getting less than 4 weeks of rest from your role per year. This might be okay in some industries, but in ours, I feel that it can definitely lead to poor performance and burnout. TLDR, take your annual leave. Your brain and body deserve a break. Take your leave, mate. There is no benefit to not taking it. If you start a new job without taking the time, you just get taxed more. Jesus, I can't believe there are people that do this. I take all my annual leave days and unpaid leave. I can't, not for my mental health. You get the tax back when you file. Yes, your finance team and manager eventually nail you to death to take time off. I cashed once with over 2 months paid out, and that's a notable hit to their expenses. Most large companies start nagging you when you have 2-3 weeks of leave built up. Not a bad idea to take 1-2 days off a week for shorter weeks, or go traveling or hermit for a while. I work week on week off, working 87.5 hours for the week I'm at work. I get 190 hours of leave a year. Doing the week on week off, I thought I wouldn't really need the leave if I planned stuff right, just the odd day here and there, but I can tell you the burnout is real. I'm currently on leave and I can tell you I feel so bloody good just knowing I'm having a break, and when I get back to work I know I'll be better at my job. You risk burnout if you do take it as you get older and more experience. Money is lesser of an issue than time is. You'll get to the stage in life where you can afford a 3-month trip around the world, you just can't get the time off.